The overwhelming majority of fitness influencers have good genetics. However, this is a problem for the average person or below average person when it comes to genetics and their fitness journey. I struggled for years. In fact, I struggled for almost decades because I listened to advice from people who could basically do any workout and any diet and they get better results than me. I wish that there were more voices in the fitness community, especially when it comes to YouTube. Because there are so many people out there who are unknown, who have gotten really great results, getting into physical shape, but you've never heard of them because their advice is not conventional and their advice is not mainstream, and they don't align perfectly with the, what is accepted image of fitness, especially nowadays. Nowadays, it's really bad. Nowadays, it's even worse. Because these days, pretty much everyone uses substances when it comes to at least the bodybuilding side of things. And just the size standards are just getting bigger and bigger every year. Especially with the whole Sam Sulek crowd coming in. That's going to bring... Like I said, I think Sam Sulek's going to be the end of YouTube fitness pretty much, because he's now pretty much set the tone for younger generations coming in. And of course, the younger generations, they're going to want to do whatever it takes. And, if they are any form of intelligent, they're probably going to do, drugs if they want to, pursue the Sam Sulek look. But anyways, to the main topic of this video, you are not really going to be, motivated if you focus too much on the advice of these famous guys, And a lot of them, they don't really know a whole lot about fitness. They don't really know a whole lot about anything, but a lot of these guys who are, top talking heads, there's not much substance to what they tell you. I can come up with all kinds of differing concepts in the world of fitness and nutrition, especially. It may not be something that is as practical as other things, but, I have a lot of ideas and concepts that I like to put out there that it can at least give you some results, maybe even better than what some of these guys are promoting. I think about like my juice cleansing strategies that I use. I don't know anyone who, I have never even heard of, the type of juice cleansing that I currently practice and that I'm trying to promote. Even within that whole world of like the, holistic health people like John Rose and guys like that. But, these guys who are, pretty much it's always going to be this way. That's just the way of human nature. But they're never going to give you the best advice, plain and simple, because they've always had it so easy, Another person I like to reference is not Greg Doucette, but Greg O'Gallagher of the Kino Body brand. I don't think he gives the best advice. He hits on some major truths, like the fact that, as a natural, you need to be strong. But, his dietary advice, honestly, I don't know about it, to be honest. He promotes he's a big proponent of macros and the whole flexible dieting thing, but, for someone like me who has struggled with sleep apnea, I can't do a diet of, mostly calories in, calories out, or, that super heavy macro focused lifestyle. I gotta watch added sugar. I gotta watch my caffeine intake. I gotta make sure I'm taking in every single micronutrient I can. The advice in general is just so bad, but like the main topic of this video, it has to do with the fact that, genetic elites are overrepresented, and YouTube fitness will only get worse if we don't have more voices, more opinions, and more perspectives being promoted. The fitness iceberg exists for a reason. There is a whole layer of information, whole layer of other people out there who are not genetic elites who have still gotten results. They've just had to do it in a different way. So perhaps this video can challenge other perspectives out there and maybe open your mind up to trying something different with your fitness journey.